The interview round here, Rivington the third with Scarra and Crumbz. Guys coming off now 6-7 on the league. A pretty good win you guys just had, but a composition that you haven't really used Nocturne more than once. You used it with the Yi composition. Was Nocturne brought out here because of the global threat on the other team?
I wanted to play Nocturne in the beginning of the game, just went in with that game plan. And we also heard last minute that they had swapped out Valros for Echo this game. So then we thought, you know what, they're obviously going to first pick TF. We can just pick Nocturne, and then everywhere that he goes, I'm going to be able to be there and help out.
And I'm glad you said that, because it actually leads perfectly to my next question. Scarra, how did you guys prepare for that sub? What's it like knowing at the last second things are changing?
Well, it pretty much just meant that the mid pick was going to be a little bit more variable. We kind of expected them to pick, we knew they would pick TF. 100% Echo's comfort pick is TF, and they would go for it. And so we just decided last minute whether or not we wanted to ban TF or not, and we decided to keep it up and see how we'd play against it. So yeah, it worked out pretty well.
And in general, maybe some teams take it differently. What's your outlook on a sub? Is that to be focused, or is it kind of something we don't have to worry about?
I think the difference between the subs is that both Echo and Valros, they play very different champions. For instance, Valros is just known for his Kayle and Rumble, unlike Echo, who plays Twisted Fate, Ahri, Orianna, and Nivea. These champions are very different, and you have to prepare. The way you prepare for one, you can't really play the same style against the other. So knowing that last minute, switched up the plans a little bit, but we were comfortable knowing that we had Nocturne against Twisted Fate in the end, so it wasn't too big of a deal.
And seeing that Jace went all the way through, what was your guys' choice for not taking that?
We just wanted Kennen that game for no other reason than we just wanted Kennen, and so we didn't want to run Kennen Jace, and we just decided that Kennen was more valuable for that specific situation against that specific team.
Right on. So now, as I said before, you guys coming in at 6-7, definitely picking up some momentum here in the middle of the season. As Jat mentioned towards the end of the game there, you guys held the longest win streak last season. You know, how are you guys looking at this season, preparing to kind of bring yourself to that position once again?
We got a bear in this game. Yeah, we got one. It wasn't stolen. We didn't lose anybody. We're very happy. We thought they were going to go in and try to do something, so it was very nerve-wracking. And I managed to get the smite without anybody there. So it's a big relief.
Yeah, when we killed Baron, Kitty started to cheer. Kiwi, it's yeah, we got Baron. And I was like, God, this is what we've devolved into. But it's small steps, right? You take those baby steps, then you take the giant leaps.
And how do you guys keep that mentality during a game? Because obviously things can go wrong, things can happen, but you seem to always stay cheerful. Obviously, Kiwi Kid with a smile on his face, almost competing with Wild Turtle on that factor. What keeps the momentum up and the mentality?
Well, it's just you have to have a positive outlook on stuff, because if you don't, you start to swirl into a depressed state, and that's really bad for your gameplay. So I mean, if you start losing a lot, you have nowhere else to go but up, right? And so at the point where we are right now, we don't like our record. Obviously, we've thrown a lot of games at Baron, and so we just hope to recover from our poor start and finish out the season pretty cleanly.
Right on. And earlier during Balls' interview with Quickshot and Jat, they were talking about, how much you guys receive from NA, EU, China, from the OGN. When you guys do your reviews, how much do you guys, put time into watching those replays?
I think we individually all watch OGN, and I think LPL is pretty hard to follow sometimes because they don't have an English cast, and the VODs are a little bit hard to find. But OGN is really the league that we look toward really innovative stuff and just what works. And so you see a lot of Doran's Blade starts on junglers nowadays, and that's because OGN had it last week, and it already filtered into NA. So you're no longer going to see a month-long time where stuff's strong in Korea, but you don't see it in North America. No, you're going to immediately see the transition week by week.
Awesome. So guys, a few more questions to come in here. Crumbz, for you, being primarily Zac during the beginning of the season. Obviously, we had jungle changes coming in. You saw some Lee Sin, then Xin, then Nocturne. What do you like about being able to have that pool opening up with so many champions?
I just like playing champions that can fit to every different situation, different team comps. And honestly, in every past maybe 5 games, they've banned Zac every time. And then that's just something I look at, and I remember those Zac games, and they're a bit cringy for myself. And then they banned it from me. I thank you for taking this off my hands. I can no longer throw games. So, I'm happy my opponents have let me not throw.
Right.
They're helping me out.
And 2 more questions for you guys. Just kind of overall general how Dignitas approaches the game for you guys during Champion Select. How much, obviously try to win there, but how much do you think you can win there? What do you focus on there to win the game in champ?
It's just prep. It should be preparation the day before or the day of. You just spend a couple, like an hour or maybe a little bit more, depending on how hard the team is to prep for, and you decide what you value and what you don't, what you think they'll pick. And so we came into the game with a really strong game plan, and we kind of got changed up last minute because we didn't hear about Echo until we got in the car ride over here. And so once we heard that, we kind of just had to evaluate certain things a little bit differently. But in the end, we had pretty much the team combo that we wanted.
All right, guys, final question. It's 6-7 for you guys now. Like I said, trying to get back to that win streak of last season. What's Dignitas kind of doing in the house now to adapt for that kind of momentum?
We actually play a lot of solo queue now. A lot of just trying to get into Challenger and just playing the game a lot. Don't make fun of me, but I've been playing against bots. Yeah. I've been practicing skill shots against bots. That's true.
Last year during the World Finals, actually, I thank you for the answers and the question, guys, as we're wrapping up here. We talked to the Korean teams a lot, and a lot of those players said that they would actually play against bots for hundreds of hours, you know, finite, or getting their skills down to that fine point before you can actually use them in game. So it did no reason to make fun.
That makes me feel a lot better, actually.
Yeah, man, absolutely, absolutely. So, guys, some amazing matches. Dignitas making another win on the season, 6-7 for their summer split record as they come in. Replays to go on the day as well. It's always a structure. You guys know what's going on. There's awesome stuff to go. 3 more games with myself.